Greetings YouTubers, my name is Seth and today we've had a massive surprise to say the least in Adventure Quest. Some of the things have changed ridiculously. For example, HP has finally been swept, and as you can see I've got almost enough HP, as much as a level 130 dragon, actually a bit more. 653 600 6,573 hit points at level 150 endurance. Now at 200 end, I'm pretty sure that goes up to 7,500, but don't take my word on that. And as you can see, SP bar's gotten a lot bigger, and MP for warriors and for zero intellect characters has been nerfed. So, repercussions of that? Well, let's just take it out with a battle. One of the major points, the main point of all this is SP. I don't actually know what it stands for. I think skill points has finally been swept. Now you regenerate a ridiculous amount of it per turn. Just let's have a look. And to compensate for this absolutely godly endurance, monsters will deal a lot more damage as a result. I'll just show you, with a CIT. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, there are, as you can see, two, as most of you must have noticed by now, that, look at that, 579 at 49% to light. As most of you know, spells aren't doing as much damage as they should. So to compensate for that, now weapon attacks and weapon specials will deal 90% damage. So technically normal player attacks are a bit weaker. Well, 10% weaker to be honest. But honestly you won't notice it all that much, because as you can see I'm still doing a fair amount of damage, although I'm taking in a ton more damage as well. One of the issues which I found with this is lucky strikes, I think, have been uh, nerfed. Means you'll do slightly less damage when lucky strikes occur. So instead of your luck divided by 2, which was the original formula, now it's luck into 3 divided by 8. So instead of 100 at full luck, you do 75, which is 25% weaker. Now that might be an issue, but frankly I don't think you'll see it too often, and well, it's not much of a deal. The positive of this release, of this update, outweigh the negatives. So what if monsters deal a lot more? You've got a ton of end to compensate. Even zero endurance characters will have approximately 4,100 HP, which is roughly 4 times what they had as of now. In case you've noticed my SP bar, it was at 369 a couple of turns ago. Now it's 1,349. The reason for this is that Guardians, ex-Guardians or Guardians, either way the same, will now regenerate 98 SP in a turn. Yes, 98. That means you get to use a skill every 4 turns, I guess, in case you're a warrior, or 5 turns, in case 5 to 6 turns, in case you're a mage. Um, this is the best thing for me, because now it means I can actually use Dunamis, the guest, in a much more liberal way, because the upkeep being 86 SP is a bit less than what I regenerate, so I can use it as much as I want. So that's something, one of the good points. One of the major repercussions of this release is that whatever build you have, it's going to need some alterations, changes, whatever you want to call it, because my build, if you can see, the stat points are a bit obscure. The point was I get enough intellect with 50 MP to cast 2 spells, 2 healing spells. But as I'll show now, healing spells are not what they used to be. Let's take a look. As you can see, fodder monsters like the Shadow Behemoth was doing a ton of damage, 500, 600. Let's see our team. Now let's take a look at a decent boss monster, Nolgath Hard Mode. Uh, Beastmasters might be a bit disappointed. I mean, they'll be in neutral ground because now Fairy Godmother won't heal as much damage because prior to this release you had 1000 HP. You if FGM Hell Fairy Godmother healed approximately 100 at times, so you used to heal more damage than your opponent damaged you gave. But at this point, considering you've got such massive amounts of HP and monsters are doing such a ridiculous amount of damage, healing pets are no more the force they once used to be. But to compensate for this, regular pets have received BTH boosts. BTH meaning bonus to hit. Uh, in actuality, prior to this update, pets weren't as accurate as they used to be, as they were supposed to be. Same with guests. There was a call for a virtual stat in the forums to compensate for this, but now I guess it's gone to luck. So pets have full accuracy as of now. Pets and guests, depending on your char, on your charisma. Now let's try this. Blade of Awe, and shift to a Darkness Shield because I don't want to know what happens otherwise. And let's spam a spell, shall we? Now I'm going to heal approximately 98 per turn, and as you can see, Nolgath is doing some serious amount of damage right now. And I've got the marker. Never mind. The best part of this is now armor skills are actually more viable than they used to be, rather than just plain damage boosts. Now you can actually make use of them. They deal a lot more than regular attacks, so that's a good thing. As you can see, I've just spammed it as much as a mage would 4 times, and I've still got enough for one more cast before it takes some time to regenerate. But as you can see, it's been maybe 3 to 5 turns and I'm almost at half health. This is how strong monsters have become now, to compensate for the higher endurance, higher HP points. In case I've missed anything. Yes, blocking and how accurate you are now are more dependent on your dexterity stat. So prior to this release, dexterity contributed 5 bonus to hit. Suppose the difference between 200 and 150 was just a mere 500, but 5 BTH. But now it's a lot more, and dexterity also contributes a lot more now. Blocking is completely dependent on how high your dexterity is, so you might want to take that into account. The other change is I can remember. Now, I'll keep a link as to where you can see all the changes that have taken place. This is the screenshot from the forums posted by one of the developers, Zephyros. HP sweep, MP sweep, SP sweep, Guardians, everything. In case you want the formulas, they're right here as well. As you can see, dexterity contributes a lot more to blocking, and lucky strikes have become a lot weaker, slightly weaker actually. And this is not for us. And yes, of course, one more thing is that normal player attacks, that means the ones which you carry out with your weapons, will actually deal 10% less damage than they should. This is to compensate for the fact that spells are doing a lot less. So I think that's fair, right, because I'm using spells as a staple. It's going to affect a lot. I'm planning to go Beastmaster or perhaps Hybrid to abuse the intellect and everything. This is definitely an amazing release, at least in my opinion, because I've been waiting for this SP bar to be swept for quite a long time. And now that it's there, it opens up a lot more strategy, a lot more ways you can actually play the game. So, what are your thoughts about this? Be sure to leave them in the comment section below. And in case you have any other queries, in case you want me to explain a bit further, you can always ask me down there, or I'm always there in the forums. In fact, the name is SS2195. They're usually in the Adventure Quest general discussion or the question and answer forum. So be sure to leave a like, and in case you haven't subscribed, please do. And thank you.